Tonight, prepare yourself for 3 spine-chilling tales that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Settle in, dim the lights, and hold your breath because you won't want to miss a single moment. Something is going on with my wife, and I think it's spreading to our daughter. My wife, Laura, is an avid doll collector. The first time we met, I accidentally broke a porcelain doll she'd just bought. It led to apologies, coffees, and later into late-night calls and dates. One thing I learned in the 5 years we've been together is that she loves dolls, maybe a tad bit too much. The problem, per se, started after the birth of our daughter. The pregnancy was really hard for Laura, especially the weight gain. She was so obsessed with having the perfect body that the pregnancy changes in her body almost had her going crazy. So it wasn't surprising when Laura started going to the gym very soon after her delivery. I don't know how, but she did lose a lot of weight in a couple of months. She became almost all skin and bones, a doll-like body, she called it. "I want to be a doll," Laura said one night. I thought she was joking, but Laura became obsessed with doll-like features. The perfect hourglass body, pointy chin, small, full lips. One day, she left a note saying that she'd be back and just vanished. No replies to calls, texts, nothing. 4 days later, she came back with her whole face bandaged. "Where the fuck were you?" And I screeched, holding our daughter in my hands. "Pennsylvania. There was a surgeon there who said he'd help me, and help her he did. When Laura finally decided to let me see her face, she really did look like a doll. But it felt wrong, very wrong. Things were getting somewhat back to normal, or as normal as it could get, I guess. It was a Tuesday night that I first noticed the stitches. Around the wrist of Laura's left hand was perfectly placed stitches. I actually thought it was a tattoo at first, but the texture once I touched it confirmed that it was real stitches. This was getting even creepier. What the actual hell was she doing to her body? I wanted to talk to her about it the next morning, but she began to actively avoid me to such an extent that I had to hire a babysitter for our baby. Laura would go out before I woke up with a note saying out on a jog, and she'd not be back even after I returned from work. I wasn't even sure if she came back during some days. I finally saw her after 17 days. She was in the nursery holding our baby in her arms and looking out the window. She was wearing a long-sleeved turtleneck, but I could see a hint of stitches sticking out at the top around her neck. "I'm really happy. Do you want to be happy?" Her voice was odd, hollow. "I'm happy as long as I'm with you both." I could hear the quiver in my voice. She turned to face me fully then. She still had the odd doll-like features, but her eyes, they were different. It was almost all black, no part of her iris to be seen. "Let's all be happy together. Me, you, and our sweet girl." The smile she gave me then was sure to give me nightmares for years to come. The corner of her lips stretched wider. Her teeth looked stained with something black. The teeth didn't look human. She slowly walked towards me and gave me the baby. "I'll be waiting for you in the bedroom," she gave me the same smile again. I just nodded, clutching my baby close. I watched as she entered our bedroom. As soon as she was out of my sight, I bolted down the stairs. I hurriedly opened the door and got in the car, baby still in my arms. Laura watched through our bedroom window as I backed out of the driveway, that smile stretching her face wider. I've been living in a hotel for a week now. I wish this would have ended with Laura, but when I was changing my daughter's diaper today, I noticed a stitch in the crease of her ankle, same as the one Laura had. If you're enjoying these stories, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to hear the next chilling tale. I found my childhood home on Google Maps. I've never lived there. I need to write this down before I forget, or before I convince myself it didn't happen. 3 days ago, I was procrastinating at work, doing that thing where you look up your childhood home on Google Street View and feel nostalgic. You know the drill. I typed in the address I've known by heart since I was 5, the house where I grew up until I was 18. The Street View loaded, wrong house. I mean, it was the right address. The number was there on the mailbox, but the house was completely different. Instead of our 2-story colonial with the wraparound porch, there was a single-story ranch with brick facing, different trees, different everything. I figured Google had glitched or I'd misremembered the address. But when I checked the historical imagery, going back to 2007, it showed the same ranch house every single year. That house has apparently been there since at least 2007. Here's the thing. I have photos of myself in front of my house, birthday parties on that wraparound porch, my dad painting the shutters, my mom's garden out front, all time-stamped between 2003 and 2015. I called my parents. My mom answered on the second ring. "Hey Mom, weird question. What's the address of the house where I grew up?" She recited it back to me perfectly. "Why? Can you describe the house to me?" There was a pause. "Are you feeling okay? Just humor me." She described the ranch house, the one on Google Maps. "Brick facing," she said. "Small front yard with the oak tree on the left side." She remembered it perfectly, except it wasn't the house in my photos. "Mom, what about the wraparound porch and the 2 stories?" Another pause, longer this time. "Sweetie, we never had a wraparound porch. It was always a ranch. Are you sure you're all right?" I hung up and pulled out my old photo albums, the physical ones, because I needed to be sure. I found the photo of my 8th birthday party. There I was, standing in front of a house, the ranch house. I remember the porch. I remember sitting on the porch swing doing homework. I remember my parents fighting on the 2nd floor and me hearing it from my 1st floor bedroom. I remember climbing down from my 2nd-story window once when I was grounded. But in every photo, there's only one story. There's no porch. I thought I was losing my mind, so I went through my phone. I had taken a picture in 2019 during a drive through my old neighborhood. Just a quick snap of the old place for Instagram nostalgia. I found it in my camera roll. When I took the photo, I captioned it, "The old 2-story where I learned to ride a bike." But the house in the photo is the ranch. It's always been the ranch. The caption doesn't match what I'm seeing, but I wrote that caption. I remember taking that photo and feeling sad that the porch looked more run down than I remembered. What porch? I drove there yesterday. I had to see it in person. The ranch house was there, of course. An old man was getting his mail. I asked him how long he'd lived there. 32 years, he said. Bought it in 93. Has it always been a single story? He looked at me like I was crazy. Course it has. You looking to buy in the neighborhood? I went home and started going through everything. Every photo, every memory. They don't match. My memories are of a 2-story colonial. Every piece of evidence shows a ranch. But here's what's keeping me up at night. I found a video on an old hard drive. It's from 2011, just me and my dad doing a silly father-daughter dance in the living room. My mom is filming and laughing. In the background, you can see the stairs leading to the 2nd floor. I watched that video 12 times. The stairs are there. They're there. I sent the video to my mom this morning and asked her what she saw. She called me immediately. "Honey, I need you to come home. We need to talk about getting you some help." "Just tell me what you see in the video, Mom." "I see you and your father dancing in the living room. It's a beautiful memory." "What's behind us?" The wall, the TV. What else would there be?" "I'm looking at stairs." She's looking at a wall. I watched the video again just now. The stairs are gone. There's just a wall. But I can hear them. In the audio, clear as day, someone walks downstairs, heavy footsteps on wood creaking. Then my mom's voice, "Careful on those stairs, John." My dad's voice, I got it. But in the video, he never goes anywhere. He's just dancing with me. There are no stairs. I'm starting to forget what the porch looked like. The details are getting fuzzy. I tried to draw it from memory today and realized I couldn't remember if the swing was on the left or right side. Did we even have a swing? I'm writing this down because I'm terrified that tomorrow I'll wake up and remember the ranch house. Just the ranch house, like it's always been that way. If you're reading this and you remember me talking about my childhood home, if I ever showed you pictures or told you stories about a 2-story colonial with a wraparound porch, please tell me. Please tell me it was real. Because I'm starting to forget which memories are mine and which ones are being replaced. And the worst part, I just realized something. I've been calling it the house on Oakwood this whole time, but I just looked at my birth certificate, my old school records, every official document. The street name is different, completely different. I've never lived on the street I've been remembering. So whose memories am I remembering? Update. I shouldn't have posted this. My mom just called. She's worried about me, says I need to come home, but she didn't say, come home to your apartment. She said, come home. She wants me to come back to a house I've never lived in. I'm not going. I can't go because I just realized I don't remember my apartment either. I'm sitting here right now and I can't remember how I got here. I can't remember moving in. I can't remember where my bedroom is. What color are my walls? I don't know. I don't know. Final update. They're at my door, my parents. They keep knocking and saying it's time to come home, but their voices sound wrong. They're saying the right words, but it sounds like they're reading from a script. Come home. Come back to your real house. We miss you in the ranch. I never lived there. I've never lived anywhere. I just looked at my driver's license. The address matches what they're saying. The photo on the license isn't me. I don't know who I am. The knocking stopped. I'm going to open the door now. I need to see what's on the other side. I need to go home, wherever that is. If the chills are creeping up your spine, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. You won't want to miss the next tale. It's bound to send shivers down your soul. I never believed in cursed places. Not until that night. It was supposed to be a quick drive, a shortcut through the countryside that would save me 30 minutes. Or so my GPS said. The road was old, cracked, and swallowed by endless forest on both sides. The deeper I went, the quieter it became. No cars, no lights. Just the low hum of my engine and the soft sound of my tires grinding against the uneven asphalt. The air felt heavy, almost suffocating, carrying a faint dampness that clung to my skin. The night seemed unnaturally still, as though the world itself had held its breath. I'd been driving for maybe 20 minutes when I noticed the fog. At first it looked harmless, just a thin mist curling along the edges of the road. But it thickened quickly, rolling across the asphalt like it had purpose. The headlights were barely cutting through it, and the trees lining the road disappeared into the white nothingness. It was a living, moving fog, shifting and twisting as if it had a mind of its own. I slowed down, squinting through the windshield. The fog felt heavier the closer I got, almost like it was trying to push the car off the road. My hands tightened on the steering wheel. My heart was pounding, and the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. Then I saw it, a figure standing right in the middle of the road. I slammed the brakes. The tires screeched, my chest pounding against the seatbelt. But when the car stopped, the figure had vanished. Not a trace, just the empty road swallowed by fog. I sat there for a long moment, gripping the wheel, trying to calm my racing thoughts. Maybe it was just exhaustion. Maybe I was seeing things in the mist. I rolled the window down and felt a cold draft rush past my face, chilling me to the bone. The silence was oppressive, unnatural, and I realized I could hear my own heartbeat in the stillness. Slowly, I shifted back into drive. The fog seemed thicker now, surrounding the car completely. I leaned forward, trying to peer through the mist. Then I heard it, a whisper, soft, faint, almost swallowed by the wind. Then another, closer. I froze. My name. It was saying my name. I gripped the wheel, knuckles white. My eyes darted around, searching the fog. No one was there. Just the road, the trees, and the cold, pulsing mist that seemed to reach for me. I kept driving, slowly, cautiously, but the whispering continued. Sometimes from the passenger side, sometimes from behind. The words weren't clear, but the tone was unmistakable, calling, beckoning, warning me. My heart was racing as I pressed harder on the gas, but the road didn't change. It stretched endlessly before me, twisting in ways that didn't make sense. The fog pressed against the car now, sliding along the doors, cold and damp, like it was trying to push its way in. The whispers had stopped, leaving a silence so heavy it made my ears ring. Then I saw them, eyes, dozens of them, scattered through the fog behind me, small, glowing, and impossible. Not animals, not reflections, not anything human. They were still, unblinking, and focused on me. I tried to look away, but I couldn't. Every instinct screamed at me to drive faster. The shapes began to form in the mist. Tall, thin silhouettes just beyond the reach of my headlights. They didn't move like normal beings. They hovered, twisting, bending as if the fog itself was shaping them. My stomach churned and my hands trembled on the wheel. Then one stepped forward. It looked human at first, but there was something wrong. Too tall, too thin, and its head tilted unnaturally to the side. My lights caught its face for a fraction of a second. Gray, stretched skin, hollow eyes, a mouth that seemed wrong. My chest tightened. I slammed the accelerator, but the car resisted, as if the road itself was fighting me. The whispers returned, louder now, overlapping, echoing from every direction. I shouted, but my voice was swallowed by the mist. I glanced at the rearview mirror and saw a pale hand reaching out from the fog beside the car. My stomach dropped. I floored the gas, tires screeching, engine roaring. The fog began to thin as I sped ahead, but the shadows and the eyes didn't vanish entirely. I could still feel them watching, still hear faint whispers just beyond comprehension. My heart raced. My hands shook, and the road seemed endless. I kept driving, desperate, unsure if I was escaping or being led deeper into whatever that place was. Every curve, every turn felt like a trap. I dared not stop, dared not slow. The eyes in the mist followed me, refusing to blink, refusing to look away. I don't know how long I drove after that. Minutes, hours? The clock had stopped. My phone was dead. Only the headlights cut through the remaining mist. I told myself to keep moving, that if I drove long enough, I'd escape. The fog began to lift slowly. The forest reopened. Moonlight spilled over the road. I allowed myself a shaky breath. Relief. It seemed over. But then, the mirror. The figure was there, standing perfectly still, watching me, its head tilted slightly, motionless, just as before. I blinked. It was closer now. I slammed the gas. Tires screeched. The car shook violently. The trees blurred, and I didn't stop until I saw civilization. A gas station's neon sign flickering in the distance like salvation. I pulled in, trembling, heart hammering. The fog was gone, the forest behind me silent, everything normal. But I knew it wasn't over. I knew that road was still hungry. Sometimes, when I drive late at night, I see a thin line of mist curling across the horizon. And if I stare, I swear I see it again. A shape in the fog, waiting. Wow. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you for staying with me. If you enjoyed these stories, give a like to help me bring even more chilling tales. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any gatherings by the fire. Your presence makes every story even more special. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and see you in the next story.